Hey everybody, welcome back. Let's talk Manchester United. How's everybody feeling today? It's been around 5 days since the Liverpool loss, and I'm definitely feeling a lot better today than I did on the day of the loss and the day after when I recorded the last video. And it is getting a bit better. The media has been very predictable, doing exactly what we thought they would do. It's been a lot of Ten Hag hating on his tactics, hating on Casemiro, but that was going to happen. But anyways, let's move on from that. Today, since we have no Premier League games, I thought of doing something different. I thought of rating our transfer window and actually rating our signings from who I think was what was it? We had 5 signings, so starting from the 5th and to the 1st. And so let's get right into it. So at number 5, I think Mazraoui is number 5. He has had a good start to the season. I won't lie about that. The first 3 games, he has been pretty decent, and he could really turn out, but again, let me give you a disclaimer over here. When I'm rating these 5 signings, I, much like a lot of you, know very little bit about these signings. And I'm basing it off on what I've seen a little bit here, heard a lot the reports throughout the transfer window, and a little bit I've seen maybe the Ligt. The Ligt's probably the only one I've actually seen play. But so let's get, so Mazraoui is number 5. Again, he has had good 3 games, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to have a good season. I really hope he does. I hope he has an amazing season and just keeps on building on these performances and has an amazing season. But we have seen in the past players like Memphis Depay, Di Maria, they did start, good 1 or 2 months, and then it really went downhill that season. I really hope that's not the case with Mazraoui, but I do put Mazraoui at number 5. At number 4, I put Xerxes. Xerxes, I think, is going to be a good player, but he is young, and moving to the Premier League can be challenging. He did score in the first game, which is good, but the last 2 games he has been okay. But again, you can't really blame him for that. He is a new signing, and being integrated into a team should be done gradually, which is what Ten Hag wants to do and what he has been trying to do, but couldn't really because of all of the injuries. And then to make things worse, we haven't really started too well. So putting that much pressure on Xerxes right now is really unfair, and some people are calling him a flop. Those people are absolute idiots. How do you judge a new signing after the first 3 games, especially when we had Casemiro sabotage our last 2 games? So, it's just stupid. But yeah, I put Xerxes at number 4. At number 3, I put De Ligt. And De Ligt is one player who I have a feeling De Ligt could be signing of the season. I honestly think he could be signing of the season because De Ligt is a really good player. When he was at Ajax under Ten Hag, he was amazing. That's why when he went for a big fee to Juventus, and he did pretty okay over there. It's lies, honestly, saying he flopped. He didn't flop, because if he flopped, Bayern Munich wouldn't have bought him for 70 million euros. So he was pretty decent there. He didn't necessarily live up to the heights at Ajax. And at Bayern, it was up and down. And last season, he didn't necessarily have his best season. However, again, under Ten Hag, things could click, things could work out. I did like how he was in the last game. He did have a good game. We lost, and him getting substituted and everything got overshadowed by the humiliating loss. But he was one of those players who did have a good game last game against Liverpool. So I think he'd probably have a good season, but I put him at number 3. Number two, I'm putting, I don't know a lot about this player, but based on everything I've heard, I have to put him at number 2. And the reason why I'm putting him at number 2, even though I know so little about him, is because we're basing our entire season on him at this point. In the last 2 games, we saw that, especially in the last game, we saw that Casemiro cannot do it at this level. And every single week, the older he gets, for some reason, he just keeps on losing pace. And by the end of the next season, I think he's probably going to be slower than, me. I think. I don't even know what to say about him. But so we're basing a whole season off of Ugarte. Dan Ashworth even said he was our top priority number 1, priority number 2, and number 3 midfield signing. So they're putting all their eggs in the Ugarte basket. And I have to kind of put it in 2. And that's why I'm rating him at number 2. Let's see how it is at the end of the season. And at number one, none other than Leny Yoro. Leny Yoro, we haven't really seen him play much. We saw him play a little bit in preseason. But we're still yet to see what he can do. But the reason why I rate him number 1 is because, remember, these signings, I'm rating them based on how good they will be overall. Not just necessarily how much we paid for them and stuff like that. How good they'll be overall. And Leny Yoro, he was someone Real Madrid really, really wanted. And Real Madrid aren't not the worst when it comes to scouting young talent right yet. Who have they had in the last couple of years? Vinicius, Rodrigo, Arda Güler, to name a few. Who else? Tchouaméni, Camavinga. Exactly, right? So they know exactly who to find and who to pick because they're world-class athletes. And Leny Yoro, a lot of big clubs had been after him, but this is something Ineos I really have to give credit for. They say we overpaid for him, but come on. Are you overpaying when he could be, I don't know, 150 million pound defender maybe 5-6 years from now? I'm just saying, they're saying he could be the Mbappe of defenders, right? So you never know what he could be. I really, really hope he really gets high there. Another French kid who, of the high big promise we had bought was Anthony Martial, and we all know how that turned out. But honestly, I don't think that's going to be this time around because now we have Ineos and we have a proper structure, and we're going to try and nourish our talent as opposed to just throw him in there and not have a clue what to do with them. So again, these are my 5 signings. So was it Mazraoui at number 5, Zirkzee at number 4, De Ligt at number 3, Ugarte at number 2, and at number 1, Leny Yoro. Let's see at the end of the season. I'm really curious to see what how it's all going to turn out. I am going to make another video at the end of the season rating these transfers and how they went. I really hope they all do amazing. They're all number 1s. You know what I mean? Like 1.1, 1.2. But no, let's just hope they have a good season. In terms of the overall transfer window, a lot of people I've been seeing online, they've been giving it high scores. Some of them giving really low scores. I'm gonna kind of give it an average score, and I'll tell you the reasons why. So I'll rate this window at a 7.5. I would say it would have been an 8 if he had a replacement for Casemiro already, like Garde was here already. I would have given it an 8, maybe even an 8.5. But because of how late our signings have been, the only signing to come in early was Leny Yoro and Zirkzee, and unfortunately Leny Yoro got injured. But even then, I don't think Leny Yoro was supposed to be number 1 starting in defense with Lisandro Martinez. That was going to be De Ligt. And those signings came in on the 13th of August, 2 days before the Premier League could start. So stuff like that is what brought points down. I understand. I completely understand. Having to sell the shit show that we have, it is difficult. And because of PSR, it's extremely, extremely difficult. The last couple of years, Arnold and Murto and I don't know, Ed Woodward, they just, I don't know what they were doing. At least they didn't do as bad a job as Todd Bowley, but I don't know what they were doing. So it was a bit challenging for them to get rid of a lot of players. If they would have gotten rid of the likes of Eriksson, Lindelof, this window could have even gone to a 9 for me. But overall, it would be a 7.5. Closer to the 8 side, I would say. I'm really excited with the signings, very different from the types that we do before. But yeah. Anyways, thank you everybody for watching. Please like and subscribe. Today is actually Riley's birthday. And I'll put another short with him singing happy birthday. Anyways, take care everybody. Enjoy.